Hey, welcome back everybody. So here it is, Saturday, December 2nd, right at 12:30. Temperature is about 72 degrees and the humidity is about 83%. And I'm out here just to do a quick follow-up from something I did 2 weeks ago for the first time, which was provide the hives that I could, meaning the hives that do not have migratory covers, the mountain camp method of feeding granulated sugar, which is simply just sprinkling sugar on top of the inner cover between the outer telescoping cover. So again, I'm out here just to check on those hives, which are all but 2 of them, I believe, just to see how their sugar stores are looking and if they need more, conduct a quick resupply. So I said it in the previous video, the weather was going to start cooling off, but here we are again, early December. We had a cold front come through over the last week with some sub-freezing temperatures. In fact, I think the coldest temperature we had here at the house was about 19 degrees at daybreak. But again, it's in the low 70s right now. And in fact, today and tomorrow is the high for the week, but the rest of the week is anywhere between 52 degrees and 68 degrees. So pretty usual weather for eastern North Carolina, which results in very active hives for it being December. So I'm just going to get my veil on, pop the tops on the hives with telescoping covers, and check on their sugar supplies. All right, let's get to it. Just an additional thought that came to mind as I'm getting ready to get into some of the hives just to check their sugar supplies. As tempting as it is to want to conduct a hive inspection given the temperature, you really don't want to, because as you remove frames and inspect the hive, you also tear apart the propolis, which is something the bees bring in and use to seal up any crevices to basically weatherproof the hives and protect them from the cold weather. So I've done it in the past. I've taken advantage of every single warm day from December all the way through early spring or late winter, conducted hive inspections. I don't think it necessarily caused any issues, but something that I've changed in my methods is to exercise some patience, if you want to say that, and not conduct hive inspections even on warm days like this. All right, I'm down here at hive number 3 because the first 2 have migratory covers and I can't provide any sugar using the mountain camp method. So let's open up number 3, take a first look together, and keep in mind the hives with a medium box, because I think I have one down there and maybe a nuke, or actually I ended up combining that. But yeah, the hives with a deep and a medium, I provided 24 ounces of granulated sugar on top of the inner cover. So let's take a look. Okay, that is a decent amount of bees and absolutely no granulated sugar, so they need a resupply. Plenty of smoke to drive them all down into the hive, and then I'll top them off with some sugar. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, that is a decent amount of bees right there. Just trying to drive as many bees off of the top of the inner cover as possible, since I know the granulated sugar will cover them and most likely, I don't know, maybe not work out for the best. But yeah, just 12 ounces per each half of the inner cover, and it seems to work for them for about 2 weeks. Not much to it. All right, that's all, folks. All right, down here at the hive in the next position, which is number 4, and looks like they've got about half left maybe. So I'm gonna top them off with just 12 ounces, so 1 jar, and they should be okay for the next few weeks. All right, I think I drove most of them down pretty quickly, but I'm just gonna move fast. I think somebody made a comment on Instagram when I posted this a week or 2 ago saying that the bees will drag the dry sugar out of the hive, and that does not seem to be the case. I don't see any on the ground in front of any of the hives, and in fact I thought this was pretty interesting because of the temperature difference. It has naturally become somewhat like a candy board, so if you're looking for a quick and easy solution, try the mountain camp method by just simply sprinkling granulated sugar on top of your inner covers. All right, down here at number 5, very next hive, and yeah, they're making pretty good use of the granulated sugar as well. So same thing, just smoke them down and fill them back up. Probably give them two jars, so another 24 ounces. But yes, tells me it's worth taking advantage of any warm days, which I knew, but it doesn't get much easier to resupply a colony with an emergency food source. All right, on to the next one. All right, down here at 7, which is just a single deep, take a quick first look, and I'd say they actually have plenty of left. Plus, I'm pretty low on sugar, so I gotta be somewhat selective. So let's get into the next 2 or 3, see what their supplies are looking like, and resupply if they need it. All right, let's see what 8's looking like. And yeah, they can actually stand to be resupplied. So if you can't tell, this is a very easy, quick, and effective method to provide your bees some food, and they don't seem to mind that it's granulated and not mixed with a little water to make candy boards, which I've done in the past, and I mentioned that in the previous video I think, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just takes a lot of work, and especially if you have a warm winter and have to resupply candy boards, you're talking about, you know, making even more, and plus the current price of sugar is not really helping either. It's gone up about 40 or 50% in the last few years, which is kind of crazy, but then again, everything else is gone up in price too. All right, I'm just going to give them 1 jar, 12 ounces, since they had some, and I have about 2 more hives that I need to take a look at. So if the next 2 hives don't need any additional sugar, I'll come back and give this one the rest that I have, but in the event the next 2 hives need some sugar, I have some on hand to give them. All right, let's take a quick look at the last 2 hives, which these 2 have ventilated inner covers, and I got creative and cut a piece of cardboard down to put some of the sugar on top, and you can see they have a decent amount left. I'm not really going to mess with them at all. Let's take a look at the very last hive, and kind of the same thing. They actually look like they have a decent amount, and the bees are working the sugar from the outside in, since that's what they can access. So let me go back to the hive I was just at. I'll give them the last little bit of sugar I have remaining right now, and that'll be it for today. we go. All right, there you have it, folks. Been out here for about 30 minutes. Didn't really expect to be out here any longer given what I was trying to do today, but as you all saw, the bees don't seem to mind the granulated sugar. Having watched other people's posts online and YouTube and everything, I expected that kind of outcome and result. But yeah, there you go. If you're in a bind or in a pinch and you just need a very quick way to feed your bees an emergency supply of food, just sprinkle some granulated sugar on top of the inner cover and they will make use of it just fine. So some colonies used more than others, which was also an expectation. They might have a larger colony or they're just stronger going into the winter. Some used a little less, maybe they had more food stores, but nonetheless, again, very easy, effective, and efficient way to feed some bees on any warm days in the winter. Very happy to see this kind of activity in early December. And as I look at this, the hive in the very first and second position, and then I have one down the line here, the ones with migratory covers, I need to give it some thought and figure out what I want to do with them, this one being another one. Yeah, so 3 hives with migratory covers that I really want to figure out what to do with them regarding a way to give them some space to provide them some food just like the rest of the hives with the mountain camp method. And one last thing to show y'all, not that this is groundbreaking or earth shattering or anything like that, but if you're in a pinch again and you run out of entrance reducers, which you can see I have on a few because I have 5-frame nuke entrance reducers on 10 frames. I don't really know what happened to the other entrance reducers other than they probably broke over the years, but if you're in a pinch, there are plenty of natural resources around in the form of pine needles. So I just grabbed a bunch, kind of rolled them up nice and tight, filled in half of the entrance, and the bees won't mind at all, but at least that will give them a little extra insulation and protection from the weather. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Cole's Farm here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Again, early December, just taking advantage of any warm days that we typically have throughout the winter. If you're looking for any delicious local and raw honey, you're in luck because we still have some from our harvest this year. Just get in touch with us. You can comment on any of our videos or look us up on Google Maps. We have a Linktree link in the banner on YouTube, like I mentioned in almost every video. Click on that, it'll take you over to our Square site, and that is where and how you can make an appointment to purchase some of our honey. I will let you all know this, supplies are running low, so don't wait too long, and it makes for a very nice Christmas gift. One last look at the hives, and that is all for this time. All right, see y'all next time.